Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Not Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So today, quickly, without wasting time, I would want us to learn how to divide shirt measurement when making a shirt. It can be a shirt, it can be a native top, but how do we divide our measurements and why do we divide it so? This is because so many persons new to this profession, fashion, whenever they are on the table, how to go about dividing measurement and cutting is an issue. That is why I took time to do this video, so as to teach you how to divide your shirt measurement when cutting and why you divide it so. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on, because I will bring in much more interesting videos such as this your way. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate. So when making a shirt, first of all, what are the measurements we consider? We consider the shoulder measurement, we consider the chest measurement, we consider the fitting of the shirt, that is the tummy, we consider the hip, which is the end part of the shirt, and then we consider the sleeve length and the sleeve round. Now, when cutting your shirt, you divide, let's start from the shoulders. You divide your shoulder measurement into two. And why is it so? Now, this is the shirt. Let's, for instance, now we want to cut this shirt. Now, let's take it for instance that we're using this fabric to cut a shirt. And when cutting a shirt, you know that you always fold 2 inches or 2.5 inches allowance for the button. So, after folding your 2.5 inches allowance for button, you take your shoulder measurement. And when taking your shoulder measurement, now, shoulder is measured from this point to this point. All right, from this point to this point. You can see from here to here, from this point here to this point here. And because the shoulder is straight up, when you are cutting your shirt, you divide the shoulder measurement by 2. Look at this, for instance. This is our shirt. So let's say this is the top where we are cutting our shirt. Our shoulder measurement will be measured this way. For example, if this person's shoulder is 17, we'll divide 17 by 2, and that will give us 8.5. You understand? Now, this is the center of the shirt because this is where it's carrying button, right? By the time you measure another 8.5 this way, this other side, it completes the shoulder, and that gives you 17. So because the shoulder is straight up, when you are cutting it, you divide the shoulder measurement by 2. Now let's go over to the bust measurement, the chest measurement. This is the chest of our shirt. But if we look at the chest, unlike the shoulder, which is just from here to here and from here to here, which can be divided into just 2 because this is one shoulder, this is another shoulder. If we look at our shirt has practically 4 sides. We have 1, 2. The front piece is divided into 2 when you are cutting, and the back piece is also divided into 2. This is because when you are cutting a shirt, for the front piece, like I said before, you fold your fabric into 2 and you cut the first 2 front sides of the shirt. We cut the first 2 front sides of the shirt, then we cut the second 2 back sides of the shirt. Even though the front is separated because of the buttons, the back is not separated. So that gives us 4 parts for a shirt, which is 1 part, 2 parts, that's the front part, the back as well, 3 and 4. Take it and divide it into 2. So because the shirt has 4 parts, when you are cutting, you divide the chest measurement by 4. So for instance, if the chest measurement we're using here is 40, by the time we divide 40 by 4, we'll be having 10. So our chest measurement will be taken at 10, adding half inch allowance for seam. That becomes 10 and a half. When you cut this, it will give you 2 front pieces, and when you are done with the front piece and you come to cut the back piece, you still use your word 10 and a half, because if this is the back piece, the back piece is always folded like this. I have a video on how to cut a shirt, but here I'm only trying to explain and make us understand why the measurements were divided the way they were divided when I was making that video. I think it's very important. People always are confused of how to divide measurement. So if this were the back piece now, the back piece now, this is the center. It's not opening, it's closed. There's no opening like the front piece, so we have an opening in front for the button. So we'll fold the fabric like this for the back piece, and we'll measure 10 and a half. You see this 10 and a half for the back piece. That is why when you are cutting a shirt, you divide the bust or the chest measurement by 4. The same thing with the fitting measurement. Still the same thing. At the fitting area too, the same thing. For this shirt, since the bust is 40, the chest is 40, the fitting, we can give it 38 is fine. 38 is fine, yeah. So you still divide that 38 by 4 to get your fitting area, which means if this were to be our shirt material, it is very simple. We are going to, this is our bust. We mark our bust here at 10 and a half. We mark our bust here at 10 and a half. When we come to the fitting, you locate the center of the shirt to get your fitting. If the shirt length is 28, 14 will give you the center of the shirt. This is 14. So at the fitting here, we'll be using our 38, which is what? Which is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Okay, which is 9 and a half. We give us our what? 38. So 9 and a half, we'll add half, making 10. You see? So here we use 10 and a half. Here we're now using 10 to get the fitting of our shirt. You see? So that is why you divide it by 4. The same thing with the hip. For example, if the hip of this person, which is 42, it means you are dividing 42 by 4, which will give you 10 and a half. So if the length of this shirt, let's say it was 25, so 10 and a half, this will be 10 and a half plus seam allowance, that becomes 11. So you see, the shape of this shirt will be something like this. You understand? So that is why we divide those measurements the way we do. Now, most importantly, one of the most important measurements is the arm. You see? Now look at the arm here. The arm is only two-sided. The arm is only two-sided. We have the back side of the arm, you see, and the front side of the arm. So when you are cutting your shirt, you divide your arm measurement by 2. Also, I did a video on how to locate perfect arm when cutting a shirt, so you can check the video and you will get it clear how to locate perfect arm when cutting a shirt. So for example, if the arm of this person was 16, it means we are using what? 8 as the front. We are using 8, we'll divide it by 2 because the arm is divided into, this is one side of the arm, this is another side, the back and the front. So we'll divide our 16 by 2, and that will give us 8. And the 8 is what we're going to use to locate our arm. So for example, if this were our shirt, it means our arm here. I showed you I did a video on how to locate perfect arm rest, so I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to digress from what I'm doing. But it means our arm here is going to be what? Is going to be a total of what? Of 8. You see, it's our arm. It's going to be a total of 8, and this was supposed to be our shoulder line. You understand? So you divide arm by 2. So the sleeve length, we don't divide the sleeve length by anything. Like this one is a short sleeve. Your sleeve length, if the short sleeve of the person you're making the top for is 8, you use your 8. What you do is to add the hemi allowance. If it is long sleeve, it depends whether it's cufflinks or it's normal hand. If it is normal hand, you still use the long sleeve, you still use the same length. If it is 24, use your 24 and add hemi allowance. But if it is cufflinks, for example, the cufflinks is if the person's hand length is sleeve length is 25, you can cut it at 23. so that the 2 inches that comes from the cufflinks will make up the 25. And then the sleeve round, that is all divided into two, because you see the sleeve round, this is the front part of the sleeve, the back part of the sleeve, just two parts. So you divide your sleeve round 2 by 2. If the sleeve round is 14, you divide by 2, that will be 7. If it is 12, you divide by 2, that will be 6. Depends on the sleeve round of that customer. I don't want this video to be too long, that's why I'm very fast like this. When you come to the length of the shirt, you don't divide by anything. If the length is 27, like this one is 28, you measure 27 and you add hemming allowance when measuring. So the length of this shirt now, for example, if this shirt length, for this one, if it was 25, this is 25. So it means I'm going to add 1 inch for hemming. So this will be the length of my shirt instead of this 25 here. This is very important. So that is how to divide measurement when cutting a shirt. I'm going to drop a video on how to locate the neck perfectly. I did a video on how to locate your arm accurately. I'm going to drop another video on how to locate your neck perfectly, because so many people are always complaining, how can I be able to carve out, to cut the neck accurately to get the size of neck I want. I'm going to drop a video on that, how to accurately cut the neck to get the size you want. That will be a separate video, because if I want to join it here, the video will become too long. So please keep watching. I'm going to drop that video very soon. Just like I dropped the one on how to locate perfect arm, I'm dropping on how to locate, to cut your neck accurately as well, so that you don't have it too small or too wide. So if this video made sense, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on, because much more interesting videos will come your way. Thank you so much. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate. Thank you.